Our True Savior is a title that can't be given to Homelander. You see, the true American has made it clear that he will not hesitate to use his powers even if you are his closest friend. The juxtaposition of his role and his actions is far too wide to be ignored. Homelander is just a baby with superpowers and a nasty craving for validation. To ensure that things go his way, he will stop at nothing. This has led him to a bloodied path. In this video, we're going to look at every person that Homelander has killed and the reasoning behind it. Characters. The plane incident. Okay, let's start this list off with an absolutely diabolical incident that gave fans a sign that Homelander might just be a bit too crazy. Of course, I'm talking about Homelander's infamous crash of Transoceanic Flight 37. In the 4th episode of the 1st season of The Boys, we see Vought respond to an emergency call about a plane traveling from Paris to Chicago being hijacked mid-flight. To deal with the situation, Vought assigned their best heroes, Homelander and Queen Maeve, to the rescue mission. The two managed to break into the plane with ease, and taking care of the terrorists in the aisle was a cakewalk. The real problem was a single hijacker who held the co-pilot at gunpoint. Homelander clearly was not a fan of this meek attempt and simply lasered him. However, in doing so, he also destroyed the plane's cockpit. So now that the plane couldn't be controlled from the inside, Queen Maeve started thinking of other ways to get things in control. What was Homelander thinking, you may ask? Let him die, who cares? Homelander told Maeve that there's nothing they can do, so they should just leave all 137 people to die. And Maeve tried to reason with him, pleading him to save at least 2 children. To her shock, Homelander declined, stating that the kids would rat them out. In fact, Homelander gave an ultimatum to Maeve too. He literally started to walk towards the exit after telling Maeve that she could either fly with him or die with everybody else. It was later revealed in the episode Homelander primarily did this to create the chance for the Supes to join the army and travel anywhere in the world freely. Black Noir. The most surprising death in the series so far was Black Noir's, the most loyal number of the 7. Until the 3rd season of the series, Noir was Homelander and Vought's answer to everything. However, with the re-emergence of Soldier Boy, some deep traumas resurfaced for the mysterious hero. It was revealed that during a mission, Soldier Boy brutalized Noir to the point that he was completely disfigured and his mental capabilities were severely compromised. This also left him with constant delusions of the mascots of the Buster's Beavers pizza restaurant. Anyways, when Soldier Boy returned, Black Noir took out the chip in his body and went to an old, closed-down Buster Beavers joint where he came to terms with his trauma from Soldier Boy, finally ready to kill the man. Later, when he returned to the base where he met up with Homelander, the two talked about Soldier Boy and Noir made it clear that they need to kill the man. As Noir sharpened his blade, Homelander questioned him if he knew the truth about Soldier Boy being Homelander's father. When Noir nodded in agreement, Homelander began to cry. He then proceeded to tear through Noir's stomach, punched him, and pulled out his intestines. During his final moments, Noir was visited by his best friends, who comforted him as he died a brutal and agonizing death. Blind Spot. Blind Spot is another Supe whose death showed a new side of Homelander to the fans. As the boys' answer to the Daredevil, Blind Spot was a blind Chinese-American superhero with extraordinary hearing speed and combat proficiency. After the death of Translucent, Ashley wanted to bring in Blind Spot into the 7, believing it would boost their ratings. However, her dreams came crashing down as Homelander made his ableist values clear by double ear-clapping the man. Blind Spot's horrifying screams as a pool of blood gushes down from his ears is still one of the most spine-chilling scenes in the TV series. Doppelganger. Doppelganger was a sociopath, shape-shifting Supe who was never up to any good. He used his powers to blackmail people and found immense pleasure after revealing his true identity. In the 2nd season of the series, Doppelganger forms an agreement with Homelander where he would transform into Madeline Stillwell and quench Homelander's thirst. The shape-shifting Supe transformed into Homelander himself to prove people's point that he only loves himself. After some questionable and quite uncomfortable scenes, Homelander realizes that he doesn't need anyone and promptly snaps Doppelganger's neck in half, killing him instantly. Frank. Perhaps one of the more satisfying deaths in the series, Frank was a Vought scientist for more than 20 years, having worked on Homelander when he was a kid. Remember, we said on Homelander, not with Homelander. This is because Frank's favorite pastime was sending a young Homelander into the oven and playing waste paper basketball. Whenever he would land a shot, Frank would raise the temperature of the oven Homelander was in. While it never caused any damage to the Supe, it did hurt immensely. In season 4, Homelander returns to his home and burns Frank alive while giving him a cold stare. You are entitled to think whatever you want about Homelander, but this guy had it coming. Madeline Stillwell. When Madeline Stillwell was introduced, it was clear that she was going to be an important figure in the series for a while. As the VP, she handled the most important aspects of Vought and closely worked with the 7. To make sure that things were working well, she also entered a weird relationship with Homelander. This relationship went on for a while until Butcher kidnapped Madeline to anger Homelander towards the end of season 2. Forced to make a hard choice, Homelander held Madeline softly in a seemingly emotional scene, before aggressively grabbing her face and burning her eyes out, instantly killing her. As if this was not enough, Homelander ordered Doppelganger to transform into Madeline to satisfy him even more. Supersonic. Alex, also known as Supersonic, was one of the good superheroes in the series. Supersonic participated in a boy band and worked hard on himself to rise to fame, eventually becoming a contestant in Valve's reality show American Hero, which he won to become a part of the Seven. He was also an old friend of Starlight and her ex-boyfriend. While Starlight warned him about Homelander's descent to insanity, Alex decided to stay in order to help Starlight. However, this proved to be his biggest mistake, as A-Train found out about the secret and snitched on him to Homelander and was promptly brutalized and murdered by the #1 hero. Homelander later showed Supersonic's mutilated body to Starlight as a warning. Termite. While most deaths in The Boys are gritty, some are outright funny. One such case was for Termite. The Super had the power to shrink down in size, and he had made a big fortune by working in Valve's movies. He was caught in an explosion caused by Soldier Boy, severely burning him. Furthermore, Termite also lost his powers. As he screamed and begged for help in his minuscule form, Homelander stepped on Termite, killing him instantly. Webweaver. Patrick Whitehall is better known by his super alias Webweaver. He had become a drug addict and would provide information on the Supes to the Boys squad in exchange for drugs. In season 4, he's interrogated by Homelander after Firecracker informs him that Webweaver is the leak. Being a druggie, Webweaver was out of his mind and tells Homelander that he gave information to Billy Butcher and that Huey used his costume to enter Tech Knight's party. As Homelander grabs Webweaver by the neck to kill him, he pleads that he's not the leak, but Homelander ignores it and rips him apart, leaking blood. Wind Soup Terrorist and Teen Collateral. Often recounted as one of the most controversial kills by Homelander, the Wind Soup Terrorist was terrorizing a village. Appearing in the second season of the series, the Soup started using his powers on villagers for unknown reason. Homelander shows up soon enough and kills him with his heat vision. However, there was an unfortunate incident as the heat vision accidentally killed a teenager standing behind the terrorist. What's worse is that the whole fiasco was caught on camera, temporarily causing quite a bit of damage to Homelander's image. Protester, Season 3, Episode 8. While this character isn't significant, I believe Ronald Keat was a significant plot device. This is the guy who accidentally hit Ryan with a can at a rally, prompting Homelander to kill the man with his heat vision instantly. The unexpected cheering from the crowd scratched Homelander's ego perfectly, becoming a major catalyst for his descent into partial insanity. There are numerous other characters that Homelander has killed, like the Mayor of Baltimore, Chelsea, Anna Sani, and many more. You can take a look at the chart posted by Darren TV on Reddit, specifying the number of people killed by characters like Homelander, Soldier Boy, Stormfront, and more till season 3 of The Boys. In total, the Homelander has killed approximately 198 people. The number is quite frankly insane, especially when you consider the fact that Homelander shoulders such a huge responsibility on his shoulder, and the fact that anybody else in his position would have most probably lost their place as the leader of the Seven.